Early intervention for mental health treatment. That's one thing the mother of Gabriel Savage says would have prevented her son from showing up outside his classmate's home, armed with handcuffs, a knife, and a gun. Savage's mental health struggles started back in kindergarten. His mom, Lisa, says he became angry, sometimes violent, sensitive to sounds, and didn't like being touched. His delusions actually started as a teenager. Lisa told 15 Investigates it took more than 10 years for the proper mental health diagnosis, but by that time, Gabriel was 15, and that's old enough to refuse treatment by law in Wisconsin, and he did.
Hands down, he's 50%. He needs to take responsibility for his actions, so he's at least 50% at fault, for lack of better words. And the other 50% are all the people all the professionals that were involved with Gabriel up to that point. And I actually do put myself in that category too, because I should have fought harder. Even though some of these...
Savage is now spending the next 30 years in a mental health facility after pleading no contest to attempted first-degree intentional homicide. His mom says she's sharing her story and hopes to help other families trying to navigate the mental health system. She wants them to know their options and know that they're not alone. You can watch the full story at 10 o'clock. It's a story you'll only see right here on WMTV 15 News.